Fight ass. Space is not available. Space is not available. Why? Holy shit! He killed it. Anyways, all right. So if you guys don't know, SisvsBro, they were like those kids channels that did like a bunch of Play-Doh shit and did the whole, you know, guys, it's me, Ronald, and me. Oh my god, it's so fucking weird. Yeah, I know the fucking kid's name. That's because of the freaking description right here, dude. It's the whole reason why I know their fucking names. And it's from sunnyv2, who, by the way, is one of my favorite YouTubers to endure.
SisvsBro was once gaining well over 200 million views every single month, yet these days the channel sits completely abandoned, with Ronald
Abandoned?
and Karina's relationship having declined pretty significantly.
I am a different person from Ronald. My life isn't completely intertwined with Ronald. He's doing his own thing. Why? I don't know, okay? We're not twins or something.
And this is a huge problem because the channel was built on the relationship between the two kids. SisvsBro was launched in early 2016 when Karina was 9, Ronald was 7, and the two were radiating with excitable energy. It was obvious that the siblings loved making
Yeah, you see, this is the type of content they made.
The videos in the beginning, and when this authentic fun energy was mixed with a competitive element being their sibling rivalry, the YouTube algorithm began to promote their channel relentlessly.
Yeah, it's a boys versus girls fight, boys and girls.
Only 6 months after beginning on YouTube, SisvsBro had already cracked 1 million monthly views. Then only 8 months after that, their channel rocketed past 100 million monthly views, displaying just how quickly they'd become a household name here on YouTube. Every single piece of content they put out was family friendly and relatable to anyone who had siblings, and when this was mixed with a gradual increase in production value and thumbnail quality, the view count on each video began to go crazy. Giant Gummy vs Tiny Gummy, 66 million views. Pancake Art Challenge, 98 million views. Older sibling vs younger sibling, 107 million views. At around the same point in time, being only a year after launching the channel, the SisvsBro family purchased a vacation home in Spain.
And today we're gonna do a house tour of our vacation home.
And while their previous uploads had made it somewhat obvious that the family was already wealthy prior to beginning YouTube, the purchase of this house was without a doubt aided by the extreme success they were seeing on the SisvsBro channel. Insanely enough, only 4 months after purchasing this vacation home, they'd upload a new video explaining that they were back in Spain looking for another house.
And we're in Spain and we're looking for a long-term house.
This time viewing significantly larger properties.
Ron, check out this house. It's so cool. It's so huge.
Super big.
Check this! Look, this.
Holy shit. I hate the houses that have like the 2 stairs. Like, it makes me angry.
The elevator.
With the purchase of their second
There's an elevator? Nah, bro, that's some rich shit right there.
new house being mixed with holidays in Africa, Thailand, and Dubai,
I am so excited. This is gonna be our 3rd time going to Thailand.
with each location being flown to in business class.
But today we're gonna be going to Dubai in business class and we're super excited.
All whilst their channel continued to grow in the background.
2 days ago, we reached 1 million subscribers.
SisvsBro rocketed past 2 million, 5
Jesus.
million, then 10 million subscribers, making them Canada's 9th most followed channel, only 3 years after beginning their journey. However, this insane level of success also began to introduce its own set of problems. On a Quora thread
Oh, the
discussing the
problems.
SisvsBro channel, one user wrote, "It was so much fun when they used to make their slime, Orbeez, and hide-and-seek videos, but as time went by, it was all about their house, their room, their iPhones, not the quality content they provided." This statement was backed up by another user who wrote, "Their videos mainly feature them bragging about themselves and their possessions. There are some people who think SisvsBro are spoiled, and I personally agree. Back in the early days of this channel, they had slime videos, challenges, pancake art, and food vids. Years later, their channel started having them flex about their iPhones
That's a bit lame. That's a lame conspiracy, don't you think?
and doing videos like I buy whatever you spell, which was followed by one final anecdote reading, they keep bragging about how rich they are. They're just spoiled children who need discipline." Now, we could probably sit here and try to make some over-the-top argument about how flexing ruined the channel's reputation, although the actual data doesn't suggest this at all. Some of the most popular videos posted to the SisvsBro channel include their house tours and travel vlogs, with the success of these videos likely being a partial result of their young audience, as this age group seems far less repulsed by bragging and flexing in comparison to an older audience. Additionally, the flexing done on the SisvsBro channel feels as though it's coming from two kids
Holy shit, more Nintendo Switches.
simply going through an exciting
I wish I
life,
had
as
that
opposed
shit.
to bragging from a position of insecurity, as was the case in our Quebblecop video from a couple months back. However, while it's difficult to make the argument that flexing and bragging ruined the channel's reputation, their life of luxury did seem to have an effect on something slightly different: the family's motivation to produce content. In early 2021, SisvsBro would announce that they were making yet another upgrade to their lifestyle by
Dang, how are you still streaming? Cause I'm that good, baby. Let's go. Cause Helmet Chuck is that good.
purchasing an absolutely insane 7-bedroom mega mansion.
Wait, how long have I been streaming for? It's only an hour and 22. I've streamed longer than that.
So welcome to our new house.
But I'm about to be done soon. I've just got to react to this shit that I'm at.
Biggest house we've ever lived in. It's truly like a mansion. It's huge.
All their videos is about their goddamn mansion. Like, why don't you make a video about your apartment building? That would have been better. And it would have made me feel less insecure.
It is humongous.
The siblings displayed their incredible new outdoor area.
A huge pool. Look how big it is. There's a cover over it right now, but look how huge it is. It's so big.
They showed off their indoor gym and sauna.
We have a full gym over here. A full gym.
It seemed longer, but okay.
As well as the mansion's breathtaking mountain views.
And over here we have this amazing view. Look at it. Of these mountains. It's so cool.
However, the most interesting thing to note is that in the lead up to this house tour, SisvsBro hadn't uploaded a video in over 2 months.
We know we haven't been posting.
Yo, random animations. Did you hear that I got verified on Twitter? Wait, where the fuck? Did you hear I got verified on Twitter, random animations? Some sick shit.
A while, but from now on, we promise we're gonna be posting every single Saturday because now we have more space to do more videos because we're gonna be moving to a mansion! Yay!
As mentioned, Ronald and Karina plan on posting new videos every single Saturday once they moved into their mansion, although this isn't what would happen. SisvsBro would upload 2 final videos titled Who Will Win the Master Bedroom in Our New House and Karina's Master Bedroom Tour before the channel would be completely abandoned. Exactly why SisvsBro had disappeared out of the blue wasn't obvious in the beginning. However, in the months that followed, different pieces of evidence began to pop up, showing that there were things going on behind the scenes that weren't all that obvious to their YouTube audience. The family's main problem was that the kids were simply getting older. When the channel began, they were both younger than 10, yet by 2021, Ronald and Karina were both entering puberty. When you're a
What's puberty?
kid, it's fun to be mean to your sister for 24 hours, but when you're about to go into high school, you might think of it as somewhat pathetic.
Yeah, you look like a loser if you annoy your sister. It's because you just... Yeah, because you're subscribed to Twitter. Shut the fuck up. They'll stop exposing for the true god that I am. And it's randomations, not random animations. Yeah, but it's easier to say, though. I don't want to say randomations. Yeah, annoying your sister for 24 hours is kind of... I can't say that fucking word. It's kind of annoying, kind of pathetic. You know what I mean? You can only annoy him for 2 minutes.
Additionally, on the topic of going into high school, what do you
Ew, what the fuck is that? Okay, yeah, okay. I see why they quit the SisvsBro channel. What is this? James... Your problem? Shut the fuck up.
your friends gonna think about the videos that you make? The siblings had gotten to an age where
What do you mean, my problem? Okay. Now that you're here, I want you to tell me if my roster's good. Because I don't want to get fucked in this fantasy. Alright? I don't want to get fucked over in fantasy tonight. Because tonight the Falcons play the Panthers. And I need you, Random Animation, to tell me if my fantasy team is good or not. My starter lineup, I got Patrick Mahomes, Cordell Patterson, Alvin Kamara, Devontae, 'Devontae' Adams, 'Devontae' Smith, 'Dalton' Schultz, 'Dalton' Schultz, 'Devontae' Adams, 'Devontae' Smith, 'Dalton' Schultz, 'Devontae' Adams, 'Devontae' Smith, 'Dalton' Schultz, 'Devontae' Smith, 'Dalton' Schultz, 'Devontae' Adams, 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 'Devonta that running back for the Panthers, Younghoe Koo, and the Eagles defense. And I'm playing against Josh Allen, Devin Singletary, Antonio Gibson, Amari Cooper, Stephon Diggs, Kyle Pitts, Christian Kirk, Robbie Gould, and the Vikings defense. But Josh Allen's questionable, so he might end up having to switch to Matt Ryan. That's literally his backup. You didn't change your shitty backup? What the fuck? Bro. What if... Oh my god. I need your help. I'm more focused on my fantasy in school. Man. Wait. Can you do me a favor? You don't have to do it if you don't want to. But it would be funny if you did it. I want you to... if you're going to do it, I want you to get Andy Dalton, Ryan Tannehill, Sam Ehlinger, Kenny Pickett, Taylor Heineke, PJ Walker. Add them all into your roster. If you want to. You don't have to. And leave Davis Mills. Don't add Davis Mills. Because if Josh Allen has to be out, he's going to be forced to stick with fucking the dummies quarterback. Because I actually made the playoffs. Shit, you actually made the playoffs on your school fantasy? What the fuck? Good for you. Hope you win your Super Bowl.
All of a sudden you want to fit in with those around you, and it becomes a question of, is continuing to make kids videos on the internet going to help Ronald and Karina fit in at school?
No,
well, apparently not. Shortly after the video stopped on
What the? Wait, that is her right now? Holy fudge. Wait, what? Because I actually made the playoffs. For school or for your fantasy? My fantasy. I want you to judge. My fantasy. My fantasy. If you want to. You don't have to. If you want to. You don't have to. If you want to. Again, if you want to rename the quarterbacks, I'll name them. Andy Dalton, Ryan Tannehill, Sam Ehlinger, Kenny Pickett, Taylor Heineke, Davis Mills, and PJ Walker. If you want to. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to do this. You can do it if you want to. If you want to. Okay? If you want to add those players in my fantasy, not your school. What the fuck happened to the audio?
content on TikTok, during which she began to sport an image that was significantly different to how she looked on YouTube.
The people that always wear like one piece of jewelry, like it's always on their person no matter what their outfit is and like what it matches with, it's just their thing that they're always carrying with them, I feel safe around them.
Additionally, many of these TikToks were concerned with the
I can't even fit that many players. Oh. Well, I was thinking you would probably drop some of them. But, oh, yeah, you can't fit that much in. Fuck.
the way she looked, as well as her different phases, almost as if she was trying to show the audience that she was no longer the same Karina
Yeah, she looks like a typical high school woman.
from SisvsBro.
Sister
If anyone
versus
asks you
brother.
if you're that kid from SisvsBro, tell them you don't know what they're talking about. That was my plan anyway. This comment came alongside another TikTok video in which Karina could be seen laughing at the slime gummy and unicorn video she made as a kid, and as you might suspect, Karina's new cynical attitude about her past was
Damn you.
disappointing to the many who had grown up watching her on YouTube. I didn't notice this
Blake Martinez announces retirement. Okay.
was Karina. Why aren't you guys SisvsBro not posting anymore? Oh my gosh, you've changed. Karina would provide a little bit of information.
Okay. I always hate these comments when they say, oh my goodness, you changed. Like, no I don't think I can win the Super Bowl, honestly. In your fantasy or in my fantasy? Your school fantasy or my fantasy? Because if it's your school, then I think you have a shot. Because everybody else is dumb as hell, probably. And if it's my fantasy, then collect the quarterbacks that I told you to.
Information about the end
Please. I'm joking. You can do it if you want.
of SisvsBro, stating that it stopped being fun a few years ago. However, she still had substantially more information
If it's your school, then yeah, people... I think you're going to win. You probably have the most football knowledge in there. The best football knowledge in there.
information to share on her TikTok. It's somewhat difficult to figure out exactly what this video is trying to say, but Karina seems to imply that whenever her and her dad get into arguments, they just scream at each other inaudibly, with this video being released alongside an Ask Me Anything on Snapchat, in which she'd state that her parents always try to find a reason to yell at me or take my phone,
Jesus.
and that maybe this time they're so unbelievably mad at me that they can't yell. In addition to these posts about her and her parents' rocky relationship, Karina would post another TikTok stating that she'd been expelled from her school,
Why?
revealing once again on Snapchat that it was for getting high in the bathroom.
What? Wait, what? Admitting to getting high at school. Bro. You have to have some balls to get high in school. It takes a bunch of balls to get high at school. You know, like, if you can, I mean, it's high school, right? She's in high school, right? I mean, that's pretty normal, you know? She gets high at school. It's pretty normal at a high school age. Like, every day, I just see a bunch of people act all high and shit. It's fucking unbelievable. And insane.
Karina had stated in previous TikToks that she would start drama to make school less boring, and
She would start drama to make school less boring? Honestly, if the sister went to my school and she's admitted to some shit like that, she would be unironically my favorite person in the world. Because school is unironically boring. Drama is fun. If you put school in drama, school can be a little less boring, and then you can be wondering, ooh, the easy bits and the issues about what's going on. You'd want to go to school the next day. But then again, that's probably distracting to what you actually need to learn in school. So stay cool. Stay in school. Fuck. Stay in school.
when confronted about the change in her attitude during a live stream, Karina had the following to say.
You changed. Well, I mean, people do change. Like, not everybody's gonna be wearing diapers forever. So, people change. Is that, like, upsetting? Should I still be wearing diapers?
The most interesting thing to be noted from this response is that Karina appears quite arrogant and entitled. And I could be wrong with this claim, but maybe this arrogance has something to do with being brought up in a luxury environment where they were constantly spoiled in order to create content. On the other hand, maybe that's just a cliche created by people who wish they had that kind of upbringing. And at the end of the day, at least Ronald and Karina made a lot of money out of the channel, right? Well, maybe not. Karina stated in a different video that she used to pay her parents' bills with slime videos, which accompanied another TikTok stating that she only had 12.4 euros to her name.
Damn.
All of the YouTube money simply went to the parents, leaving Karina with the opinion that her time on SisvsBro was the worst 5 years of her life. This is all just speculation, of course, and maybe withholding money from the kids until they're older is actually the smartest move. Sure, the siblings have both been big stars on YouTube, but they're still just school kids with limited money management skills, and to hand them millions of YouTube dollars at such a young age would more than likely end in disaster.
Yeah, they buy like a bunch of toys and pizza.
And while Karina has been quite vocal
And weed.
since the SisvsBro hiatus, Ronald has barely said a word. While Karina has been quite
Getting out, going out for breakfast in your pajamas.
vocal since the SisvsBro hiatus, Ronald has barely said a word.
Bro, what the fuck is that face?
With the possible reason for this being because, according to his Instagram, his social media presence is still managed by his
Look at his story, dude.
parents. Ronald has begun to post the occasional photo and story on Instagram. However, his TikTok accounts are banned constantly, whilst his two personal YouTube channels haven't seen a new video in well over a year. Interestingly, however, Ronald did appear in a recent video uploaded to his dad's channel, where the two could be seen building a new computer intended for Ronald to do some live streaming.
Live streaming.
Main monitor for streaming for Ronald. That's his control deck right here for the stream.
This might also be a sign that Ronald plans on coming back to YouTube, although considering Karina stated in a TikTok that Ronald refuses to do anything with her, it's unlikely that there'll be any revival of the SisvsBro channel anytime soon.
Yeah. Well, there's no revival to the Chris Buck channel, you know. It's dead. Let it die. Let it die. Stupidest time travels on TikTok? Oh, I just saw that. That was actually a good video, not gonna lie.